Way back in 2015, when I first picked up Vue.js, there were a few features that really blew my mind and sold me on the framework. The first was single file components. We're going to be seeing these heavily in the course, starting from the second section. The second was something called vModel. It's another directive, and we're going to see that one in a few lectures' time. The third one that really blew my mind was computed properties. We're going to see that one right now. So let's go ahead and create a computed property. The first thing you need to do is declare a new option that's going to be computed, and this is where all your computed properties are going to go. A computed property is basically derived data. It's going to often be a subset of some existing data. In this case, we're going to create a list of numbers, and it's only going to feature the even numbers. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to call this one even list because it's just going to be an even list, and all computed properties are going to be functions that take no arguments. They're going to be determined by whatever they return. What we're going to do is jump inside of here and return all of the even numbers. That means we're going to filter over these numbers here. Again, we can access those by saying this.numbers. What we're going to have to do is use filter to filter over these. We already know how to do this. We can use the isEven function. So let's go ahead and do that. We're able to access our methods inside the computed properties as well by saying this. So I'm going to say this.isEven and then pass in my number. With a bit of luck, we're going to get a list of even numbers now. Let's go ahead and render that one and see if it's working correctly. We're going to jump up here and change what we're rendering. Instead of rendering all the numbers, we're just going to render the even numbers. So I'm going to change this one to be even list. Again, much like data and methods, computed properties are directly available in the template. We don't need any of this code anymore. We can delete all these spans because we're already rendering the even numbers, and that's going to be our goal. Let's save it off and see what happens. And that is working as expected. We're only rendering the even numbers. This is very powerful for a number of reasons. The first one is this is completely reactive. If the numbers array changes, it's automatically going to recompute itself and update the DOM for us, which is pretty nice. Another really valuable thing here is it makes it very easy to move your business logic out of your template, like up here, down into your script tag or into your JavaScript application. And that's going to be a big win in terms of maintainability. Generally, you want to keep your template as clean as possible. You can see how simple our template is. Instead of doing some filtering in here using something like vif or velse, we've moved that complexity out of our template down here inside of our JavaScript method. And that's going to be much easier to maintain, write tests for, and in general, it's just going to be a best practice. And this is something we're going to be emphasizing throughout the course to keep your applications nice and maintainable.